Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Izwan and I will be a first presenter about article The Rise and Fall of Management Accounting written by Johnson and Kaplan at 1987. This article is considered one of the most influential works in management accounting because it critically examines how the discipline evolved, why it lost its relevance, and how it could be improved. The author highlights that management accounting, which was once a powerful for planning, control, and decision making, became outdated by the 1980s. So, the purpose of this article is not only to review history, but also to create awareness that innovation in accounting information is very necessary if the profession wants to remain useful for managers. So next, in terms of opportunity, Johnson and Kaplan emphasized that the early 20th century offered a great chance for management accounting to flourish. During the rise of large-scale manufacturing industry, accurate cost information was extremely important. Management accounting became a critical support system for business leaders, allowing them to ensure efficiency, allocate resources, and improve productivity. The opportunity was clear. Management accounting was directly connected to operational needs. For example, cost analysis helped manager understand factory performance, set product pricing, and make strategic decisions. This made management accounting a valuable language of business at that time. Furthermore, because financial accounting focused mainly on external reporting, management accounting filled the gap by the providing internal information for managers. This unique role gave it a strong foundation to influence the corporate strategy and long-term planning. However, as we will see in the following parts of this seminar, the failure to adapt to new technology and changes in the business environment later became the reason for its decline. So let's conclude the introduction and the opportunity section. So we will go to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ammar bin Osman. Today, I will explain about the root of management accounting. Let's begin with the early industrialization period from 1815 to 1925. During this time, management accounting developed to meet the needs of large and complex businesses such as railroads, steels, and textile. The main focus was on cost determination and control, including labor costs, overhead allocation, and product costing. It was closely connected with engineers and operation managers who worked together to improve efficiency. Next, we have scientific management and standard costing, which was strongly influenced by Frederick Taylor and the efficiency movement. Here, managers rely on detailed internal cost record to help with planning and control. What made this system special is that it was decision-oriented. It directly supported strategic business choice such as product pricing, process design, and investment decision. Finally, we move to the golden age before 1925. At this stage, cost accounting became very innovative and was even ahead of financial accounting. Accounting information was not only detailed but also timely and relevant, which helped managers make better decisions. In summary, the root of management accounting evolved step by step from basic cost control to efficiency-focused system and finally to advanced decision-making tools. These foundations are what make management accounting so important in modern business today. Next, challenge faced in management accounting. First, one major challenge was lagging behind business needs. By the mid-20th century, accounting practices had become outdated compared to rapid technological and competitive change. This made it difficult for business to stay efficient and competitive. Second, management accounting often provided irrelevant information for managers. Reports were usually too aggregated, delivered too late, and not detailed enough to support important operational or strategic decisions. This limited the usefulness of accounting data in real-time management. Third, we see the challenge of global competition. For example, Japanese manufacturing and just-in-time system expose weaknesses in Western accounting method. Western businesses realized that their system were inefficient compared to global competitors. Lastly, technological change also created pressure. With the rise of automation and flexible production, companies require new performance measures that went beyond traditional cost control. This shift meant that management accounting had to evolve to meet modern production needs. In summary, management accounting faced four big challenges: falling behind business needs, providing irrelevant information, struggling with global competition, and adapting to new technologies. Understanding this challenge is important because it shows why management accounting had to continue developing to remain useful in decision making.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abid Khalis bin Muhammad Khairi. Now, I will continue the presentation and I will explain about loss relevance. Okay. In the early 90s, the management accounting was very useful. It helped managers to calculate costs, improve efficiency, and make decisions. But after the 1920s, the things started to change. The management accounting became focused on financial reporting instead of helping managers. The reports were made for shareholders and the auditors. The method stayed the same for many years, even when the technology and business become more complex. The problem was that the management accounting looked backward at past costs. It did not provide future-looking information. The data was also very aggregated and sometimes misleading. The managers could not see the detailed information about the product or process. Because of this, the management accounting became less relevant. The management could not rely on the compete in modern and global business environment. So the main idea is the management accounting lost its relevance because it failed to adapt, stay outdated, and focus too much on financial report instead of management needs. Next, I will talk about the academics lead astray. Okay, after the 1920s, not only the companies but also the academics and universities move away from the management accounting. Instead of focusing on how to help managers, the accounting academics started to focus more on financial accounting theory and rules like GAAP. Okay, this caused a big problem. The academics were teaching students about accounting for external reporting, but they were not developing new methods for management decision making. The research in universities become disconnect from the practice in the real business world. As a result, the innovation in management accounting goes slow down. The managers did not get new tools or better systems from the academic research. So we can say that academic lead astray mean they went in the wrong direction. They focused too much on theory and ignored the real needs of managers. The lesson here that the academics and practice must stay connected, so the management accounting can continue to improve and stay relevant for business. Okay, so that's all from me. I will pass to the next person.
Alright, so moving to the next slide, the accounting caravan. So we're looking at the concept from Johnson Kaplan's famous article, The Rise and Fall of Management Accounting, which argues that our current accounting system has lost their relevance, right? So they use a simple historic story to explain why, right? So first of all, the author's question is the investors would have asked the accounting to compute the expedition's profits during the third quarter of 1487, while the caravan was merely traversing the Persian desert. Johnson and Kaplan's caravan analogy shows a huge problem with management accounting. The core idea is that trying to calculate the profit of a long multi-year venture like a historical trade caravan during an arbitrary short period like one quarter is meaningless and absurd. Second, our current financial systems make the same mistakes. They force complex modern business to chop up long-term product life cycles and operations just to produce a quarterly profit number. This profit figure is often distorted and is not a meaningful exercise. Thirdly, instead of relying on this flawed number, managers should focus on two types of indicators. The first one is operational progress. So these are valuable non-financial metrics that show how the actual process is going. Think of them as knowing the caravan's distance covered, its inventory condition, and its worker model. Second one is real financial health. The best short-term financial measure is cash flow. Okay, cash flow. Knowing the true sources and users of cash is far more relevant than a complex manipulated profit statement. Next, last but not least, for financial analysis, knowing the pattern and structure of cash receipts and expenditures and cash flow is more useful short-term metric than working to produce full income statements with complex accruals and amortization. Lastly, the main takeaway is simple. Quarterly profit is not the best or even a relevant indicator of a company's short-term performance. So we need new metrics that reflect economic reality.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Shukri and my ID is ACP0108356. So I'll be talking about innovation. Johnson and Kaplan argued that management accounting needed innovation to remain relevant. First, it should be designed to support operation and the whole organization, not just external reporting. This means giving managers the right information to make better decisions. Second, they called for radically different systems from the traditional ones. All methods like standard costing no longer reflected modern production, so new approaches were needed. Finally, they stressed the need to develop new concepts of management accounting. This include integrating non-financial measures like quality, efficiency, and customer satisfaction. These ideas later influenced tools such as activity-based costing and balanced scorecard, which made management accounting more useful for today's businesses. In conclusion, management accounting lost relevance because it was built for a static, predictable environment. But businesses are always changing, so accounting must change too. Researchers are now developing better principles to make management accounting useful again. To stay relevant, it must be flexible, innovative, and forward-looking. We should remember that management accounting was once the pioneer in the accounting industry. If it continues to adapt and innovate, it can reclaim that role and remain an essential tool for management and strategy.